drinking this bubbly sparkling water. Let's just say it ain't for me. It ain't for me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, I'm Juliet Leah, and we are doing a chit chat get ready with me, like what's been going on in life, and then just talking, like what's on my mind, goals, life. What is crazy is I actually was filming another video and I just felt like that topic was just a little bit boring, or I could just incorporate it with this video. So I had already started my makeup. I already had my base down, my routine, everything, but I'm gonna kind of just like redo a lot of different things on it because I don't know, something is telling me like, let's just sit down, let's just have a conversation. What's been going up, updating you, what's been going on, updating you guys about everything, and just talking about like things that are just on my mind. So yeah, let's get into it. How are y'all doing? Like, what's been going on in everyone's lives? How's everyone navigating the new year? New Year's crazy. How's everyone navigating like life? I feel like it's kind of crazy for us to literally just be sitting here talking, and we're already in July. We're already in July, almost August, so that's pretty crazy. Life has just been doing a whole 360. I think at this point of my life, like within the year and everything like that, I have taken a lot of time to just kind of sit back and reflect, because we are on the 7th month of the year, and I do just feel like every single year you either have the option to like change your life, better yourself, or you have the option of staying in the same place that you were last year. So I kind of been having like just difficulty in navigating like, okay, where I am now and where I was last year. Yes, I have grown a lot mentally, spiritually, and honestly physically, but there's still a lot of things that I am like trying to work on and just be better at. I think that's where I am, just at the point where it's like, it's crazy that we have like 4 months left of the year, and January just started, like 2024 just started, and there's just like, there's no way. I feel like I just blinked my eyes and now we are in August. Like, what? I mean, it's July 25th, but I'm saying it's August because we literally have a week left. But yeah, just like a lot of different things have taken place in my life. I would say the number one thing that I have realized is I told you guys this on my last vlog, I was on 75 hard / the carnivore diet, and literally I just got off of the 75 hard. We didn't do it like the exact way that it's supposed to be done, which is our fault, but we did get like a lot of benefits from it. And one of the things that I realized that we ended up getting, like that ended up like helping us a lot, was we didn't drink alcohol for over 75 days. I think it was like about 90 days. We didn't drink alcohol. So literally our first time drinking alcohol was literally last weekend. And is it just me, but alcohol just, it don't do anything for me. Like, I had got to the point where literally liquor just don't be doing anything. Like, it's just like, I felt like even when I'm out, because there was so many functions, so many different family functions and just like events that was happening, and we were like bringing our non-alcoholic beer, our mocktails, and at that point, like towards the ending of it, we were just like, we don't, because usually some people have the mindset of like, okay, if I'm out, I need to be more social. The drink will get them like a little bit more loose. It will kind of get them like out there more. But after a while, we kind of was just like, this is the new norm. Like, we're used to it. But yeah, I genuinely think if there's something that you really, really like, kind of discipline yourself from something, I would say literally try to do it for like 30 days to literally like 3 months, a month to 3 months away from it, and just see how you are, because you just like to indulge in it. And that's literally what we realized once we got off of the 75 hard. Now, I know the talk of the town, talk of everyone, the thing that has been blowing up the internet. And literally, I just had a conversation with one of my friends for literally hours about this. And it's literally Love Island. The producers, y'all did y'all big one with this season. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all really was like, okay, y'all, whoever picked the cast for Love Island USA this season, you need a raise and you need to literally have your own parking spot at their headquarters. I don't care. Seriously. Because who told you guys to pick the people that y'all picked? I felt like this season, it was just so, I have, now mind you, I'm gonna be 1000% real with you guys. I haven't finished like everything. I know who wins, but I haven't finished everything. But I haven't even watched the other seasons, but it kind of is pushing me, because I felt like we were watching a like new, wrong thing, look at me, like an updated new version Jersey Shore, because of just the way everyone was. It's like everyone just created like this little family in the show. And even though, you know, some people are bombastic on that show, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I just felt like whoever chose that cast, like that show, that's like the only show. Like I literally was reading my book from my last vlog, Queenie. I literally stopped the book to literally watch that show because of how good it was and just how authentic, and I feel like how real, low-key it was showing us of my generation. Like Gen Z, we have a problem. Like there's something definitely wrong with us. Like we need some type of therapy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not even gonna get into it. But I'm just so happy, and I'm just so glad that Kaylor, no ma'am. I'm just so glad Serena and Cordell won, even though a lot of people had like low-key a lot to say, and people were just like, well, Serena, you were playing in my guy's face for a minute, and then when he got with somebody, it was crazy. But what I feel like a lot of people didn't realize with that show was that, and I did see it all over like TikTok, because Love Island was literally all over my TikTok page. I felt like the producers did their relationship just such a disservice, because let's be honest and let's be real. Why do I need to see Kaylor and Aaron crying and Kaylor saying, fuck? Kaylor saying fuck every second. Like, we don't need to see that. I don't need to see Rob putting on a show. I don't need to see any of that. Show me what's going on with Serena and Cordell, Janae and Kenny and whoever else, but showing me Aaron crying over Rob, like, no. I needed to see the real deal of what was going on with Serena and Cordell, because at first Serena did really get me upset, because I felt like she was playing in that boy's face. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people forgot about a lot of the things that she was saying. Like, she doesn't move fast, she's a slow burner, and that she's not gonna immediately just be all up on you like y'all have known each other. Like, you're literally a stranger to me, and that doesn't mean like, yeah, just because we're sharing a bed, I'm not about to be kissing you on the first time or first day that I'm meeting you. And I feel like a lot of us viewers forgot, like, they really just met these people, and Serena's just not one of them girls who's just gonna immediately like, oh my god, like, that's my man. No, you have to really earn her, and that is why Serena is my favorite. I love her. You really have to earn my sis. Yeah, honestly, the only unpopular opinion that I feel like I had that a lot of people won't agree with is that I don't think that Liv was as bad as that people were making it out to seem. I just think Liv was just very authentic and really herself and didn't hold back, and everyone was kind of just immediately like, oh my god, like Liv is a mean girl. Liv was not a mean girl. There was only one thing that I felt like was creep, like Liv being like, you know, Leah was like pushing, and no, Leah wasn't pushing when they were trying to get Andrea, whatever her name is, out. So yeah, but anyways, I just had to get that on my chest because I know it's just like so much that's been going on with that show, and that show has literally had America like this. In America, we finally did something right. And we literally got our #1 couple to win Love Island. Like, even my boyfriend was literally like sitting there watching the show. Like, he was so invested and interested. That show, that season was really, really good. But from there was just like a little bit of things that I really like genuinely felt sad about. I'm not gonna lie. Like the Kaylor situation, I just felt like Aaron was playing her. It really just hurt me because I'm like, you can just tell that Kaylor is a really, really, really sweet girl, but she is someone who is just like, she falls for anything and you can get her easily. And it just kind of sucked that to see her go through that. But, and to tie that in, like, I literally seen a TikTok today, and the lady was kind of just talking about like, now we're getting into relationships and workings on ourselves. Crazy. She was talking about like, if I could find that video, I will literally insert it because I feel like every woman needs to hear and watch this video because it was so powerful.
So I don't know if this lady's video ever came across y'all's For You page, but she had got on TikTok asking the married people that follow her how they got their partner to see the value in marrying them. She's in a relationship with a man who apparently does not see the value in making her his wife. She wanted to know how or what she could say or do to get him to see the value in them eventually getting married. And I'm going to respond to this video, and I would love to tell you about my marriage and my husband and how amazing he is and how he goes out of his way to make every special occasion special, and he celebrates every holiday, and he doesn't come up with excuses as to why Valentine's Day is stupid or why he shouldn't have to buy flowers, and how he's the best man in the world that I've ever met, right? I could tell you all the romantic things and it would be very valid and very sweet. But I would rather tell you about my mom because I think it'll have a more lasting impact. I would describe my mom as a woman who had a deep desperation to be loved. I would go as far as to say that her desperation to be loved and cherished and valued was literally woven into the fabric of who she was as a human being. And I spent my entire life, my entire childhood, my entire adolescence, all of my teen years, all of my early adulthood, watching my mom sit around and try to convince the men that she was with to see the value in being with her. I sat around watching her beg them to love her, beg them to respect her, beg them to value her, and it never happened. Because you see, there is no issue with having a desire to be loved, but there is an issue with having a desperation to be loved, because nothing good comes out of being desperate. I watched my mom forgive my dad for every single affair he had throughout the course of their marriage. I watched my mom get in relationship with boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. I watched her beg the first boyfriend to see value in being loyal to her. I saw her beg the second boyfriend to see value in speaking to her like a human being. And I saw her beg the third one to not beat her in the face and knock her teeth out. And I watched her forgive and forgive and forgive and stay and stay and stay. Because my mom always convinced herself that she had more time. So it didn't matter if she spent 15 years trying to convince my dad to love her. It didn't matter if she spent 5 years with this boyfriend or 7 years with this boyfriend trying to convince them to love her. Because she always had more time to get it right. And then all of a sudden, my mom woke up one day and was 49 years old with fewer teeth in her mouth than she should have from having boyfriends knock them the fuck out, with headaches that are more severe than they used to be from having her head bashed into walls and her face punched, with relationships with her children that were less than what they should have been, less than what they could have been. relationships with her children that were borderline destroyed by the men that she was desperate to be loved by, and she was dying. She was laying in a hospital bed in the midst of the COVID pandemic, unable to be visited by her family, with her life flashing before her eyes as she was being notified that she was going to have to be placed in a medically induced coma. And you see me, I've always been the hard ass. I'm the one who will say what nobody else will say. I'm the one who will tell the truth when everybody else is trying to tiptoe around the subject. And that always made my mom so mad. I always believed all my life that my mom thought that was the worst quality about me, was the fact I couldn't shut the fuck up. I'ma say how I feel, I'ma tell you what it is, whether you like it or not. I was never agreeable. I've never been passive. And it would cause such tension with my mom's boyfriends and me. And my mom so desperately wanted me to just keep the peace with them. Just let them do and say whatever. And you just put your head down and don't say anything. And me and my mom's boyfriends have fist fought because I'm not going. But I did. I always believed that was a characteristic of my personality that my mother hated, despised. But when my mom found herself dying in the hospital, I remember she texted me. It was right before she was going to be put into a coma. And she sent me a text message. And at that point, I was pregnant with my son and I had already had my daughter. And I remember she texted me. And she apologized for everything that had ever happened. And she told me, I'm sorry. And she told me how sorry she was. And she told me that no matter what happened, for me to make sure that I kept that fiery spirit about me. And she told me that no matter what happened, to make sure that I raised my kids, especially my daughter, to be that exact same way. For me not to sit around and wait on nobody. For me not to sit around and beg nobody. And it was in that moment that I realized that my mom was laying in the hospital all by herself, regretting her life, regretting the decisions that she made. Because not one of those men was anywhere to be found when it came down to it. Because they didn't value her. Her being a good woman to them didn't get them to see it. Her begging and crying didn't get them to see it. And ultimately, her dying didn't get them to see it either. I remember I hadn't talked to my dad in years. And he called out of nowhere after my mom had died, like months after my mom died. And he was just trying to have conversation as if nothing happened. How you been, girl? How's married life? I heard you having another baby. This man hadn't talked to me in like 7 years at that point. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all right. It's just been kind of hard. And he's like, what's been hard? What's the matter? So at that point, I'm just thinking he's out the loop, right? And I'm like, well, mama died. That man said, oh yeah, I heard about that. Other than that, how you been? And it was in that moment that I realized that my dad not only didn't value my mother as a wife or didn't value my mother's feelings, he just didn't value my mom's life in general. That man spent over 15 years with her, and her existence in his life was summed up to nothing more than, oh yeah, I heard she died. Besides that, you'll never get a man that does not value you to value you. You might start acting better for a little while if he thinks you're going to leave, but he'll never value you. So what you do is you move on. You cry about it, you scream about it, you eat an entire tub of Bluebell ice cream over it, and you tell yourself you'll never move on. And then you do. Because the only thing worse than wasting 10 years with somebody who you come to realize doesn't value you is choosing to waste another 20 because you're too scared to start over. And I hope and pray that your situation is not nearly as extreme or abusive as my mom's was. But also, never believe that it couldn't be you. Because my mom too started out as nothing more than a young woman who was sitting around wondering what she could do and what she could say to get the first man that she had ever been with to see value in being with her. And it only got worse from there. A man worth marrying will see the value in marrying you all on his own. Not to mention the fact that my mom was a married woman 2 different times. Not all rings are bought with love. And somebody finally being coerced into buying you a ring does not mean that they have magically woken up one day and found the value in being with you. Most of the time, they're just trying to get you to shut up. You don't want a shut up ring. And my mama wouldn't want you to want one either. So my advice is to dump his ass. It'll be sad, but it'll get better before you're married. Promise.
I just feel like it needed to be said because like I seen like a trend on TikTok where people were like really in love with the way that like Rob and Leah were, and it was like that relationship was toxic, like, and we have to be 1,000% honest and real with each other. Like, what are we sitting here being like, oh, that's goals, oh, they need to get together? Like, no, they don't. They need to go their separate ways. They need to love themselves before they could come together, because you put two people in that relationship, a lot's gonna happen. And even with like the situation with like Kayla, like, and Aaron, girl, go do you. Like, this man obviously doesn't value you. He doesn't love you. Like, do what is best for you. Like, do what is best for you. Don't sit here and let your whole life pass you by trying to get someone to value you and to love you. Like, no. You have the number one person in your life who gave you life, who put you on this earth, which is God, to love you. Do not take anything from anybody. Like, not a man, not a family member, not a friend, whoever it is. Don't take anything from anybody. Like, seriously, we have to start putting ourselves first before anybody. And it may hurt a lot of people. A lot of people may feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, is that your person? Are those people really genuinely want the best for you if they're not telling you like, yo, go love yourself, go value yourself. I can't give you exactly what it is that you are looking for from me. I just felt like that video, every single girl, every single woman, anybody like single, in a relationship, married, however old, like, it is never too late. It is never too late to go do you and love yourself better and treat yourself the way that you are supposed to be treated, instead of sitting here waiting for someone to treat you right who doesn't even value or care for you or love you. So yeah, I really feel like that message is like, it needs to be heard by every single woman in this world. But other than my little rant on Love Island and all of that, I've gotten into this new podcast, the one I was telling you guys about. And y'all, like, I got into this podcast because of literally last week. I had I wouldn't say one of the worst weeks, but I had a pretty rough week last week. I was just going through it mentally. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Your girl, I was, so many different emotions were happening, and it was so easy. Like, it's never that easy for me to like give up, but I genuinely felt like this last week, there was definitely something going on with me that was literally just trying to make me, in a sense, let go of a lot of things that I was working for. It was like a spiritual battle going on. That's all I could say. There was just like a spiritual battle going on, and I just feel like in this season of my life, like, it is so crazy because literally like last week I was just down and I couldn't really give much of anybody my time, and I felt like God was just calling me, because I haven't been to church, in a real church. I've been to church, but I haven't been to church consistently for about, I would say probably 2 months now. We just haven't found like a church where we really enjoy and we feel good at. So basically, like, when you just allow your day-to-day to like consume you, you're not going to church, you get from reading your Bible, you kind of just forget everything that you had kind of built in that relationship you had built with God. It kind of had went out the window. Like, I would try to, as throughout those 2 months, I was trying to kind of like water my relationship with God, but I just felt like I was kind of doing it just to be like, okay, God, I gave you your time. I wasn't doing it intentionally, and I'm a very intentional person. I really like if I'm doing something, I like to give it my all. I like to be genuine. I don't like to feel like I'm forcing anything. I like to really sit back, and if I'm gonna do something, do it because I want to and not because I feel like I'm obligated to. So just that week, I had realized my overthinking, my impatientness, the two things that I feel like I was getting convicted by, they just started to gradually come back. And I didn't realize that they were coming back until my boyfriend and my sister had pointed it out. They were like, girl, that number one thing you had overcame, it's back. You're overthinking like crazy. It's giving old Julie. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all are so right. You know what? I'm just gonna give all glory to God, pray, be in my Bible, really try to make time and really be intentional about the time. So literally for this week, I'm feeling so much better. I've been better with my time, getting a little bit back into my routine, praying more, giving God time in the morning. So I just feel so much better. But there was just a lot of different things that were just taking place, going on. And it was so crazy because literally I was at Starbucks, I was working, and when I was there was literally there was a group of girls, there was 4 girls, who literally just pulled up and walked into the Starbucks, and they had came together, they were sitting down, they had these chosen books. And if y'all are watching this, or I'm sorry y'all, I really couldn't just sit back and not listen to the conversation, because y'all were next to me and y'all were kind of speaking loudly, and not loudly, but y'all were speaking to me in a sense, and I felt like God was speaking through you guys to me. And they were just talking about a lot of things that was going on in their lives and different things that they were going through that week, and how how so many different things were just happening. And I kid you guys not, hearing these girls talk about a lot of things that they were going through, I was sitting there and I was just oh my God, God, you're really speaking to me, to the point I literally started to tear. My eyes started to tear, my eyes started to water. And I really wanted to go to these girls and be I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be nosy or be weird, but I just want to tell you guys thank you. And I really love what you guys are doing here. Keep doing it. Get together, have those time with your friends, and just speak about different things, just having that trusting and loving community to be able to talk to, and to be able to you guys are able to encourage each other. I feel like that is not spoken about enough. And honestly, I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, and I'm this is honestly what I want to do. I just want to be able to help and inspire other women who just don't feel like it is within them. But y'all, I don't know how to say this, we can be the best versions of ourselves. The person that you want to become is literally already inside of you. You just have to dig that person out. I don't know why I just lined my lips and I didn't even do my mascara. Girl, I'm just all over the place. You know what's so crazy about this mascara is I literally get this mascara from the dollar store, and this works wonders, literally. It's called the Bold Lash LA Color, and it's the defining one. I just love it. Chef's kiss for sure. And I got this the other day, so I want to kind of try it to see what's it gonna do. Oh, I like it. Ooh. Okay. I love it. My makeup is looking really good right now. Do y'all like this? I feel like every time I do it, it don't look cute. But I feel like when I let it dry, it gives that look that I'm looking for. But I be feeling like it makes my top lip look ashy. But bitch, I feel like you look cute today. Okay. Y'all probably like, girl, why I look like a bob in long hair? We're not gonna speak about it. Let's just say when you get like scissor happy, this is the outcome that you get. Genuinely speaking, the next 4 months is just going to be my crunch time, like my lock-in. Just really taking time to like focus on me, focus on my goals, because I kind of did lollygag probably in the beginning of the year and not realize how fast time was going. So I'm really gonna just be taking time throughout the next couple of months until December to really just hone in on me, get my goals and the things that I want to work on done. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you are new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I also want you guys to go ahead and comment down below your favorite couple from Love Island. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, love you guys.